Hello, Scorpio. The Sun is trine Pluto on the 6th, and on the 12th, Mars ingress into Gemini. You might find it causing some overheated thinking, too much thinking, and too much aggressive thinking, and maybe wondering about who's thinking what, and all of that. And we'll get into that during this transmission. Now, let's see how your ruling planets of Mars and Pluto affect you this month, Scorpio. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from your Scorpio angel, Barchiel, who resides over your fixed water nature, and these are his messages for you in love, money, and health. First, the priority, the love transmission. Now, your guardian angel is Gabriel, who rules over all of the water signs. And he's speaking to you through your specific teaching angel, Barchiel. Now, this month, on the 3rd, there's a full moon in Scorpio. And that could cause maybe melancholy, but creative. Kind of bittersweet. Not all bad. Kind of bittersweet is a better way to put it. Musings or ruminations. And this would be a good month that rather than letting these kind of things become toxic or make you feel bad, a better thing to do would be to write them in a way that you can do something creative or even do some other form of creative expression, put it into some kind of art or some kind of music or some kind of sculpture, something that is something that you could actually sell to somebody. Because you're going to feel very, very creative. I mean, your divine tone is I create. And since the full moon is in Scorpio, this is going to be punctuated. It's going to be, you're going to have such a creative urge that if you don't sort of, so to speak, give birth to these kind of things, then you might find yourself feeling very badly. But it's not because anything actually bad is going on. It's because you have so much creativity, and maybe you haven't felt that you've had the opportunity to utilize or express your creativity the way you would like to. But you can. And this is a great month to do that. And, so we're hoping that you're hearing this ahead of time so that you sort of have a heads up before this day. Otherwise, you might get all overly, excited about it and maybe do it too much or not at all in a sort of a all or nothing kind of a attitude. So we don't want to be all or nothing with the creative endeavors, especially when expressing to other people how you feel. Be they, your family, be they your friends, or be they people that you're having relationships with or married to, whatever. Because you might feel that you want to express yourself. So, and sometimes, because Scorpio is a very powerful sign, what you want to do is make sure that maybe you're not overdoing it. And that's why this is just a caveat that you may overdo it because of this full moon in Scorpio. So we want you to utilize all this energy sublimate it in a productive manner. And we don't want you to overdo and chase people away. That's what this is about. Because you have a lot of magnetism. So, I don't know if chasing people away is really that much of a problem. But you don't want to injure your relationships or make them toxic. Because that's not going to make you happy. Now, this kind of leads us into the Mother's Day on the 10th. And Mother's Day on the 10th, it will be a wonderful day for you to reconnect with Mom. Don't forget. She does the best she can, right? And on the 17th, the new moon in Taurus, this is an important day when you're going to feel like you want to sort of have alliances with the people in your family that you're that you feel you can work well with, because that's sort of a time when you'll feel the people that you can either work with or kind of get along with, and people who aren't trying to grandstand too much. You might feel that you're going to get along with them better, and this is going to be a great month for that. Now, on the 24th, this is very important, because it's an after, I don't want to say afterglow, but it's another aspect to highlight Mother's Day. It's kind of a before glow, if you will. Mother's Day is a before glow to this. On the 24th, Mars trine Ceres. Okay, that's when Scorpio, because of this Mars aspect, you're going to want to make an alliance with mom or grandma or the maternal side of the family or the goddess or whatever. And the goddess goes by many names, does she not? In all the different religions of the world, she's Mary in the Christian religion, she's the Shekinah or Shekinah in the Hebrew religion. You know, she has different names in different religions. I think there's Kuan Yin for the Taoists, I believe. So there's all these different, aspects of the merciful or the divine feminine or the feminine aspect of God that you can learn about in Christian Kabbalah. So this is the side you're going to be aligning with because of this aspect, because of Mother's Day, and because the Mars trine Ceres on the 24th. So this will be a big month for that. And it'll be a very healing time. Okay? For Barchiel's money transmission for you, Scorpio, on the 12th, Mars ingress into Gemini. That's kind of ignites the imagination, if you will, especially when it comes to things you could do for jobs or things you could do to make money in different aspects of your life. The 21st, Jupiter is in conjunct, not conjunct, but on the 21st, Jupiter is in conjunct Pluto. And that aspect makes it a kind of a bad idea, or not so great idea anyway, to try to take on a second or third job. If you're doing too many jobs, because of this, the 21st Jupiter in conjunct Pluto, again, challenging, in conjunct, not conjunct, you could find yourself, just being taken from one thing that you're really good at into an area that you have no knowledge, and taken into an area where you don't know what's going on. Now, that could be exciting for you, of course, but it also could, it just doesn't, it's just a bad idea. This in conjunct doesn't really, it's just a bad idea. It doesn't feel right, if you want to use your instinct. Okay, now, these aspects, people say, okay, is it happening exactly on that day? What you want to find out is when is it going to happen? And how come it's not, this specific event didn't happen on the specific, what this is about is very simple. When the angel strikes with these aspects, okay, if you want something to happen at a specific moment, a precise time, then all you need to do is be able to take the full truth and light and consequence of the facet, this particular facet in God's great diamond-studded clock. Okay? You need to be able to take the full light and sharpness of it. And if you can take that, you can have it happen right at that time. However, it's like a lightning bolt. However, if you can't take it, then you might find yourself dodging in the spherical realms and dimensions that go around the event. It's not just linear before and after. It's not just in a two-dimensional circle. It's in a sphere, and beyond that, it goes into other dimensions that have forms that you can't even see yet. Because the light, as it shines, creates more and more forms all around you. So you need to understand that in these dimensions are where people who like have passed, from this life into another, that's where they exist. And they think you've passed from those dimensions. You understand. So, in other words, if you want something to happen at a certain time, you simply say, this is when I want this precise thing, and then it happens at that precise time. But you have to, again, be able to take the consequence of everything involved. And then you can have that. Because water signs, because they're sensitive, tend to dodge. Unless, of course, they have other aspects in their chart that help them not do that. So, and they're not dodging for any bad reason, they're just because they're extremely sensitive. So just, again, it depends on if you don't want something to happen, you don't want the full consequence, then you can dodge, but into another dimension. Okay? And Scorpio, you're going to find that you have the ability to pop in and out of dimensions. It's a very unique gift that you have. Now, and martial arts help with that, by the way. Okay, now, your health issues and the transmission from Barchiel this month for you, Scorpio, the 6th Sun trine Pluto. It's a very good day for healing. And it's a very good day for healing the reproductive organs. Okay? Also, this is a very interesting month regarding those of you who are trying to sire or have children that are child prodigies. And that's on the Jupiter inconjunct, not conjunct, Pluto on the 21st. When it comes to health, again, this is challenging if you're trying to have the Wunder kid. It's very challenging with that aspect this month. And again, please remember these, you might want to, if you want to avoid something, you might want to avoid it for at least a month. Because, again, these ripples that fan out. Because these things are real. These planetary aspects are real. And of course, what we do here on earth, as Christ told Peter, whatever you hold true on earth, I will hold true in heaven. But it's not that these things don't happen, it's that it's the aspect. Because everything has two sides of every coin, right? Okay. So just understand that this month you might want to hold off on trying to produce some amazing child prodigy and wait for a more auspicious opportunity. And any problems you're having this month, you might want to see a homeopathic physician or an acupuncturist or a naturopathic physician if you want to try to take these healing energies that are coming in, especially on the 6th, and try to allow that healing more and more. So it's a good day for those kinds of, if you want to go see a healer. It's a very auspicious time for that. Now, to get to the afterglow and some of the facets that we've highlighted for you this month, Scorpio, you might want to pay attention to. On May 12th, Mars ingress Gemini. Again, that's when Mars begins its transit through the gates of Gemini and is going to be overheating the thinking as this occurs. On May 15th, Mars is opposing Saturn. And Mars opposing Saturn kind of puts the angry energy that sometimes Scorpio may feel against the Saturnine laws that are in place. So you're probably going to buck up against these laws, and Scorpio is powerful enough to have some of these laws changed, but just don't overdo the aggression. Be assertive, so one is not aggressive, as is the cliche in the psychological milieu. Okay, on May 24th, Mars trine Ceres. Again, that is when the Divine Mother is a good person, a good egregore to form an alliance with, because this is a wonderful month for that, for you to join with for Scorpio to join with the Divine Mother, the feminine aspects of God, or facet. On the 25th, Mars square Neptune. Mars square Neptune sort of puts Scorpio and Pisces into a kind of a fun, fair contest. And that's okay, because, that makes the world go around. Because without competition, everything kind of falls flat. And with too much competition, there's nothing left. So, happy medium is always nice. The middle pillar is always nice, and the temperance thereof. On May 27th, Mercury conjunct Mars. Mercury conjunct Mars, well, Mercury is going retrograde on the 19th of May, so, you might just want to be careful with communication after the 19th, and be a little bit leery of communication, especially if you've got your Mercury in Gemini, because Mars is ingressed into Gemini. Again, we don't want too much overthinking. Just a little bit of trouble there. So just from the 19th, on, just throughout the rest of the month, just be a little bit careful with the communication. And if communication is garbled or misunderstood, or somebody said this, or somebody did that, people exaggerate, or people also feel a need to write back at you. And write back at you is happening, but what's going on is that people are being affected who weren't even involved in issues where people are having miscommunications and angry at each other. And there's all kinds of alliances being made, sort of, where you have no idea that these alliances are being made. So in other words, if you want to put it simply, be careful of your communications, especially after the 19th, because people are storing up to take legal action against you, Scorpio. Be careful, okay? All right. We hope that this has been helpful for you, Scorpio. This has been your transmission from Barchiel and your guardian angel, Gabriel. Thank you for joining us, Scorpio. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel, and join us again next month.